This is the kickoff training run for the 2024 Memorial Marathon season, and as we begin the marathon and most everything else here at the Memorial, we do it remembering why we run, and we're going to start today with a moment of silence to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those whose lives were changed forever on April 19th, 1995. Thank you for that. And before I hand the mic off to Carrie Watkins, our race director, I'd like to also mention that Kristen Ferris is here, who runs our Memorial Marathon podcast, so be sure to tune into that. We have new episodes popping up, or dropping, I guess is what the kids say, on a weekly basis, so stay tuned for that. And then also, I don't know if they can hear us, but the Oklahoma City Police Department, they've got 36, over 30 officers here today to keep us safe on the route.
Hi, welcome to the Run to Remember Memorial Marathon podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Ferris, alongside race director Carrie Watkins, and we are joining you from the finish line at Scissortail Park for the kickoff run for the 2024 marathon season. Carrie, good morning.
Hey, almost 1,000 runners from Florida, New York, Virginia, New Mexico, Arizona, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Texas, and then all the Oklahomans. Can you believe that?
It's amazing.
They're in town to run this training run. It's very fun.
It's amazing. It's a beautiful day to run. A little chilly to sit.
But the runners love this.
The runners love it.
The first runners came across the finish line now.
And as people are finishing, they're picking up their hat, which we've got on.
Yep, the gloves.
New training gloves, which are great. We've got Junction Coffee out here. Warm people up, and all the training groups here to tell people what they're all about and how to get plugged into their groups.
It's so fun because I think all these folks come together. These training groups are really doing a great job of bringing people into their groups. For new runners, they bring them along. Some people have run all 24 of them, they're there. People have run 10 or 15. I just saw so many great faces today, people what we've known through the years, and then you see little kids.
Yes.
And so you see people begin to grow and raise kids in this running world. It's very fun to see. And I love that the tradition starts at the Run to Remember. And the mission for this run is important. I saw Cindy and Albert Ashwood. Cindy's sister Susan died in the bombing. I saw several family members out there. It's just important to see the mission of this continue and why that's so important.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. I spoke to somebody this morning whose wife was a survivor, and just, hearing those stories reminds you that we really do come here to run to remember, and starting off your training with this it's a really good way to start. We're about a little over 100 days away.
More than 16 weeks. So if you're not running and you're going to run, it's time to get in and start running.
It is time to get going.
Thanks to our sponsor, Devon Energy. Devon's been with us from the very beginning, and they're back for the Brazilian sponsorship.
All right, we're joined by Chris Fleming. He just completed the training run. Chris, how was it?
It was great. It was a nice, brisk January morning, and the wind wasn't too bad, and the humidity was about right, and I almost beat some young kids, so I felt good about myself. Almost.
3 young kids who weren't born in 1995 smoked you.
Yeah, smoked it. I mean, it's up to interpretation.
And it's great. It's our trustee that oversees the marathon, our vice chairman this coming year. What'd you think of the course? How was everybody out there?
I thought it was great. How it integrates the park still without being maybe bottlenecked like it maybe was last year coming over the Skydance Bridge. I think it was good. The topography was varied, which was more fun than just like a flat race, and you got to kind of see different quadrants of the city along the way. So I thought it was a great ad.
Great, good. And Chris, are you planning on running this April? I know you've been
So Boston is April 15th and this is April 28th. And so
There's
Yes.
I'll be in good enough shape to run
You will.
something.
You're
So
gonna do something.
yeah.
You'll be there for sure.
I will be there for sure. I will run something more than the senior marathon or the kids marathon. So
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us, Chris.
okay, thank you very much.
So this year I'm training for the full marathon. I've done 3 halves already, so I decided.
In Oklahoma City?
Yes.
Okay.
So I decided to do a full, just to try it,
Good for you, Chris.
checking the box to say I did it. So
How was the run this morning?
it was fun. Probably should have stretched a little bit longer, but it was fun. The cold air doesn't bother you after the first 3 miles. So
And so you got point. That last point one was good.
see everybody's face and just how everybody's excited and friendly.
Yeah.
You forget about the miles and you just.
Are you running with a group or just on your own?
No, I'm doing it by myself, but a lot of support with coworkers when they hear I'm training on the weekends, putting 8, 12, 13 miles for training.
Great.
So they're very supportive. My wife, Myra, too, forced her to be my coach.
Running a marathon takes the full support of your family. It takes a lot of.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Chris, we're glad you're running, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the finish line right here in April.
Awesome. I will. I'll see you
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're joined by Ben Pierce with the Land Runners Training Group. Ben, how was your run this morning?
It was great. This is beautiful weather.
Good, good. So you're
You guys are the longest group, I think, established. The Land Runners have been around since we started the marathon. Have been a great partner.
Yes.
Thank you
yes.
guys for all you do. Tell us what you've got planned.
So we have our spring training kickoff, and we kicked off today with you.
Yeah.
So we started a little earlier for some of the folks who are doing the marathon. So with 6 miles, so that we did 3 and then 3 with you all. And then the half training folks, they did 3. So we're started. We're going. And we will continue to ramp up mileage. So if you're a little scared of 26.2, 13.1, don't worry. We'll work up to there. So and it's about a 16-week plan. So you've got time to jump in.
perfect timing.
Yeah, you take them right into the race, and if you're not in a group, more buff. I'm doing you, right?
Yeah, come join us. You can totally sign up. It's free. OKCrunning.org is where you sign up. Get onto our training emails. That's the best way to find out where we're running. Sometimes we move around the city. We like to simulate the course as much as possible, so we'll run the course. You'll be very familiar with the course by the time you're finished training with us. And it's just a great group. It's can be a big group at times too, so you will not be alone. We set up water stops about every 3-4 miles, so you have that hydration. You don't necessarily have to carry it with you. We plan out a course, and we utilize all parts of Oklahoma City.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for everything you do to get people out running and plugged in this running community and to the start line for the marathon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, anytime.
In April.
All right, thank you.
Next training group, we have Red Coyote. John's with us. And John, have a seat.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
How are you?
Doing very good.
Tell us about your training.
So I've been running with Red Coyote for, I guess this is my 3rd spring season, and we also have a fall season, but this is going to be my 18th or 19th OKC half, and I had always kind of done it on my own, but friends keep, telling me, hey, come join Red Coyote, and I finally did, and it's been life-changing. I mean, we run every Tuesday and every Sunday, and it's just a great inclusive group. We have fun routes. We run every single part of the marathon course throughout the training, and beer. There's beer. There's water stops. There's all sorts of goodies at different water stops too. But yeah, it's a great group. Anything from walkers all the way to people who are elite runners. So it's very welcoming, and it's a great place to be on every Sunday or Tuesday. And then we also run on Thursdays and Saturdays as kind of a loose training, nothing organized.
Great.
It's a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you all.
All right, we've got April Scott now from Yukon Raw. April, tell us a little bit about your training group.
So we're a really small training group. Sorry, I lips are cold because I ran. but a small training group out in West Oklahoma City, Yukon, Mustang, Piedmont area.
Force area.
It's very, we're very non-floral and floral, and
Wait for it.
yeah, and so we just have a good time out there. We try to plan long runs out there when we can, so that our people don't have to drive all the way to Oklahoma City.
So how do they get a hold of you? If they're West Oklahoma City, it's a great group, an incredible, great growing group. Yeah, how do they find
Well, we're on Facebook, and that's the way we mostly communicate because we have like 1,000 people. But of course, only not 1,000 people are in with us all the time. But that's just the easiest way to communicate.
We're joined now with Anissa from the YMCA. Anissa, tell us about your training group.
Well, good morning. Happy to be here. Our training group is a little bit different. We don't actually run, we walk. And we've received some grant money from the Oklahoma State Department of Health this year to enhance our walking program. And we're going to be offering a 6-week walking program, two different sessions. It meets 3 days a week, and it's called Walk with Ease. And so it's really geared towards people that maybe aren't currently physically active or looking to get more active. And so this is a great way to get them jump started into that, as well as give them some education on how to be more physically active.
So for the 5K, for the senior, the Y is a great group to get started in. You have to be a Y member to do it?
You do not have to be a Y member to do it. It's open to the community.
And you guys are great at training the senior marathon folks, and we're excited about having that, both the 5K and the senior on Saturday. It's a weekend. So tell us a little bit about what you do with the seniors.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity for the seniors to get those 25 miles logged prior to race day, and then they get to come down to the course and finish, of course, that 1.2.
It was so fun last year. You guys did a great job getting everybody ready, and we're grateful for your partnership. And thank you so much. How do they find you?
They can come into any local YMCA. We'll be posting some more information on our website soon. The program will start actually at the end of February. So we'll get those dates and times to you guys so you could also post that on your website.
Great.
Well, thank you. All right, Alyssa. Thank you.
All right, we're joined now with Christy Thomas from Wahoo Running. Christy,
Woohoo, Wahoo. Happy to be here. Yes, Wahoo.
Glad to have Wahoo at the table. Tell us what your group's about, who you focus on, and how people get involved.
Okay, well, we like to say that we bring back of the pack fun to front of the pack mentality. We all work really hard to train, and most of us are moms and dads and career people and have kids. Just trying to balance all that's really hard. And so I think we do a very good job of helping people that do wear a lot of hats, but still want to train and do well in their race. Just have goals, big goals.
You guys a niche, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
Runners and just your excitement and that just kind of have you breathe go along. It's been fun to watch you guys grow, and you probably kind of lead the group, but just how do the people find you, and why is being a part of a training group important to them?
Gosh, I think the accountability, especially in these early months of training when you're trying to establish routine and consistency, is like the secret sauce to running well. And to know that it's 5 a.m., it's cold, I have to get out of my bed and go do my run that's scheduled. But I know that I have Monica and Tracy and Juan there waiting for me is huge. And so just having that community that is waiting for you to show up. And then also it helps you push a little bit harder than you would have. I mean, a lot of times we do track workouts on Tuesdays, and I can guarantee you that if I had 10 reps scheduled, I probably would be out on 6 if I didn't have already by my side.
maybe not even show up.
And there is a high probability that at 5 a.m. I'm not showing up for a track workout. By myself.
You guys are Norman,
Yes.
and so you're really focusing on South Oklahoma City Norman runners, or
We actually have a great crew up in Northwest Oklahoma City in Edmond that meet at least 2 to 3 times a week.
really?
So they do track Tuesday, and a lot of times they meet at Oklahoma City University. Is it? No, it's Oklahoma Christian. Yes.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Christian. All those OCU, UCO. I get them all confused. But yeah, so they meet there, and then they meet on Saturdays as well. And then oftentimes at Mitch Park on Thursdays.
Great.
So how do people get plugged into Wahoo?
Well, we have a huge presence on Instagram. So if you look at Wahoo Run on Instagram, and then also if you just want to look up our website, or if you're really eager and want to join our community, we have an online network. That's where you can find training plans. You can find an Oklahoma City Metro crew, which is where we schedule all of our runs. You know what's happening, and that's at crew.wahoorunning.com.
Great.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you. We're excited.
We'll see you in April.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, we've got Amber with us now. Hello. How are you all doing?
Right at the table.
That's right. Whoop. A little chilly. It's so cold. So cold. I did. I got 6 in this morning.
How'd it go?
It was great. It was a great route, both routes. And
5K course?
oh, I love it. I love it. I like a little bit of a hill challenge, over that past there. But and then I have my daughter out here. She's 5. She comes with us every run in the morning. So I got her up and got her quite for it. She probably will. Yeah,
Right.
she likes getting out there.
So there's 6 races people can run. You guys are training. We'll wait for all the races. Tell us about that.
So, of course, just the kickoff. So we try to keep mileage in the week before, so we're not just exhausted coming out here with all these people. And but it's going to be challenging in the winter time getting out here and making ourselves accountable. But having the land runners and everyone else, even Red Cody, just to come out and all the support runners have is really positive. I love it because I'm not a morning riser.
I even run with 23rd Street. Involved in your groups and what when you run and what night you train and all that.
Okay. On Thursday nights, we have Run the Alley, and it starts at 6 o'clock. And we run from 23rd Street. I go up to 6th Street, and then we come back to the store on 23rd. It's about this 5K route. There's a lot of good support there, and we have drawings at the end of the night. And there's some little prizes to win. And then throughout the week, we have groups that just talk their dreads, and we get together. Maybe a Tuesday run for training with Bravo. And it's throughout the week. We'd like to get together.
Well, good. And so if people want to get plugged in, where can they find you?
They can go to the OK Runner store. You can go to the Land Runners. I don't know I think it's landrunners.org. Google Land Runners. Okay. Get involved that way. And of course, there's the running community is great about getting plugged in with any.
Sure. The running community in Oklahoma City is so welcoming. Yeah, it's a tight group, and it's so welcoming. They get excited when new people join. So
yes, I love the police presence. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's great. I appreciate that.
So well, good. Thanks, Dave.
You guys have been with us for forever, and I'm grateful for you, Mark Bravo, and all that you guys bring to the race.
Thank you. So
Thanks, April. Now we have News 9 News Director Nathan Elliott joining us. He just ran the kickoff training run. Nathan, how was it?
It was good. I really like the new course. It's got a little bit of elevation to it. I like that. Not too much.
It'll work.
Yeah. And a beautiful day and a nice little breeze. Turned on the air conditioner on the home stretch. So it was awesome.
Wait, Ran, did you beat him or did you let him win?
You know what? I was ahead of him for a while, and I didn't see where he finished. So we'll have to find out.
At the end.
Yeah, right.
Just
It would be a smart strategy to let him win.
Yes, of course.
Well, we're glad
He's a fast runner.
We just live head of News 9.
President, yeah.
News 9's been a great partner in recording our podcast and airing the marathon live. They got recorded out here today. We're so excited to have you guys here too.
Yeah, so are we. We've been planning, just like you guys do. As soon as one event ends, you start planning for the next one. We've been doing the same. And then
training for the marathon and play the
I'm not gonna run. I'll be back at the station, part of the broadcast team now, and that's unfortunate because I run in every event that the marathon weekend.
5 p.m. Saturday or something.
I think I'm gonna do the 5K. Yeah.
You're on.
Maybe. I think some of those guys and gals beat me for sure.
Right. Right.
Good, bro. Tell us what you guys are planning for this year for the marathon.
Yeah. So we just want to go bigger and better than our coverage last year. Of course, we'll have live crews all throughout the course at all the best spots. Anchors at the start line, the finish line. We'll be covering the Finish Live Festival. We'll have Jim Gardner live in the sky. And of course, David Payne and Lacey Swope tracking those lead runners like they're tracking tornadoes.
Don't tell David, but he got the forecast exactly right for today.
He did.
And he really good. Okay. I'm glad he's working on the forecast for April.
Good.
So be nice to him.
We talked to him last week, but he wouldn't. Yeah, he was non-committal.
Yeah. It's a little far out for him.
Pretty close.
Good. Yeah.
He did.
But we'll keep adding. We've got some stuff we're going to add on screen this year that I think people will enjoy. We just, if you're not down here and part of the event or watching it, we want to bring it home to TVs and homes all across Oklahoma. And we want them to experience those memorable moments that you see if you're down here. This event's been going on so long and so many stories have been told, and we continue to find new stories, and that's great. So anybody listening to the podcast, that has an inspirational story, please reach out to us at News 9. You can go to our website. There's all sorts of different contact forms, and let us know. We talk to a lot of people and try to find those unique stories every year. And there's just some out there we may not know about yet. So people can reach out to us, let us know about those.
In fact, we have Brash and Tim stakes today for the training.
That's amazing.
Talked to the over last time we started looking at the lads. Yeah, and we're checking back and forth and that. We were like, yeah, seriously? And the state, started adding up of just not stuff a little bit. But
I think that's so
guys,
cool.
Yeah,
thank you.
At the table.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for putting on such a great race weekend and an awesome training event. This personally started my 2024 running and fitness training. I took a little time off after the fall, and so I was really glad to be out here today. So thanks for putting on this event.
We're joined now by McKaylee, who just finished her kickoff training for the 2024 half marathon, running her first half marathon ever.
Yep. This was my first 5K too.
Oh, wow.
I just came out the gate swinging.
So how did it go?
It went great. I definitely have a lot more training to do.
You've got about 16 weeks, a little 100 down. Yeah,
5K today.
Yes.
That's
It's
great.
on my bucket list, and I was like, you know what? I want to do it. And I mentioned it to my friend, and she was like, well, let's do it together. And I said, okay, so I guess we're doing it.
And now you've said it on a podcast, and so you've got some accountability.
I do. So whenever you guys see me on race day, then I'm going to be working like
join a training group?
I think so. I might do Wahoo.
Good.
I have some friends that are a part of Wahoo, so I might do that.
Great group, and they're all great. But the training groups are good for accountability, and as we just said, to make yourself get out of bed and go meet people and know that you kept people away from you.
And especially when you're running for your first time, to just kind of make sure you're building your miles appropriately and not doing, because sometimes people can overtrain. You might think, oh, I'm gonna run more,
And you can't just, like I learned, you just can't run. You have to do cross training. You have to do strength training, so that way you don't have, injuries.
Right.
yeah.
So what made you get off the couch and do this? Why did you pick the Memorial Marathon?
There's so much traction out from the city. I've always thought, like, I eventually would do the Memorial. I'm a 95 baby. So
Really?
close.
You were born in
Yeah,
95?
I was born in 95, and actually my dad was supposed to have an appointment at the Merba meet that day. Like,
Yeah.
so his appointment got canceled. So, like, had he gone and my mom would have gone, like, I would have been in that building too, just with my mom. So it's really important. So this is a big milestone for me.
Wow. So it's got a lot to it.
Yeah.
Got a lot of history for you.
But we're so excited to watch you for journey and thank you for being a part of it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Carrie, that's a wrap for this podcast from the Kickoff Training Run. We have had a very successful day. Great energy, close to 1,000 runners, all these states represented.
It's incredible to watch the energy, to see the people who got off the couch for the very first time to come run a 5K, to get ready for the half or the full. The 6 different training groups. Oklahoma City is blessed, or the Metro is blessed by these great training groups that have formed with men and women who just have runners who are supporting new runners and runners who've run every year. If you're not in a training group, get in one for accountability and for fun. It'll make your training so much better, and I think you'll have more fun. Dr. Tom was here today, long time running doctor. He's been here seeing runners. It's just been great to see old faces and new faces. And I think, and get involved. If you're not going to run, sign up to volunteer at okcmarathon.com. The Thunder tickets are getting harder and harder to get, and you volunteer, you get 2 Thunder tickets. And so,
And the Thunder are hot right now.
Thunder hot. So get a reason to get out and get involved. Get off your couch and volunteer or run or walk. If you're a senior, there's a great race for you. If you're a kid, if you have kids, get them engaged. But I was telling someone this morning, the first boys who came across the finish line were kids who weren't born in 1995. And we're seeing more and more of that. This gives us an avenue to teach this story to people who don't know it. And it is a run to remember. And it's important that we continue to teach the story of the senselessness of violence. And when you look at the unity of this community out here and see runners coming together who don't know each other and some who have known each other for years, it's incredible to watch them come together and be together to run.
Yeah. And I'll look forward to seeing people out in the weekends. I like this time of year because I feel like you drive on a Saturday or Sunday morning and our streets start to fill up with runners.
Tuesday and Thursday night, you see people out running.
People out running, and you know that everybody's training, everybody's out, everybody's getting ready for April. Don't forget to wear your new hat,
Your new gloves.
and
I mean, bundle up. We're making you prepared for the run.
log on to okcmarathon.com and let us know, different guests that we should talk to or different topics you'd like to hear about on our podcast. Get signed up for the Run to Remember the weekend of April 26th through the 28th. And like we said, if you're not going to run, sign up to volunteer. It'll be great. It's going to be a great race, a great weekend. Come back next week for another edition of the Run to Remember podcast. This is your host, Kristen Fairs. Thanks for joining us. Let's marathon.
Every year, people from all 50 states and many countries come here to Oklahoma City
for a run to remember, for those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. Come join us for this year's Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon.
6 races, volunteer opportunities, and of course, cheering on the runners.
There are ways for everyone to celebrate and remember life all weekend.
Let's all lace up and run to remember. Log on to okcmarathon.com today.